today I have my Pan That Palette update for you. So let's start with always the baby Pan That palette. Now you might remember that last month I was very close to finishing one of the eyeshadows. Now this is the Wet n Wild Walking on Eggshells Trio palette, and ta-da! Look at that! That is an empty pan, my people. That is empty pan. I am so chuffed to have finished this whole eyeshadow. This was a brand new palette when I started it, and now look at it. It is almost completed. It's almost done. So this was a shimmery like cream shade, and it was beautiful. I loved it on my inner corner. I loved it as my brow highlight. I even used it as a face highlight as well. It was beautiful and so versatile, and I loved it. And it's no surprise, really. It's no surprise it was the first one to go. So yeah, that is one empty pan right there. The next one is a bronze shade. Again, they're all shimmery in this palette. So but this is a bronze shade, and look how little I have of that left. Look how little. I like this one under my lower lash line on most looks. What I tend to do, because I have a few bags under my eyes, and my under eye creases a lot. I have a lot of wrinkles under my eyes. You might not see that, but I do. If I do a bold eye look, I tend to just put a bronze or a subtle brown on the lower lash line. And I do that because I love a bold eye look, don't get me wrong. However, I don't want to draw attention to my lower lash line. I just don't. So I will go in quite often with just a plain bronze or a brown shade, just to put a little bit of colour on the bottom line, without making it too in your face. And I suppose that's how I've also almost used up this bronze shade, because most looks I do have this look in, unless I'm using a palette for a Monday makeover or something like that. Then I don't tend to go into this palette, because I'm trying to use the palette that I'm showing off in the Monday makeover. But every other look I'm generally using this bronze right now. And then the last shade is this pink. Since using up all of the white or cream or whatever you want to call it, I have started to use this pink for inner corner highlights, face highlight and things like that. So I can imagine this going pretty quickly as well. I'm hoping that next month I might have the bronze completely used up, and then it's literally just working on that pink. Oh my god, people, I cannot believe that this is almost out of my collection. This is almost finished. So I'd say maybe 3 more months maybe, and this will be completely gone. So I am so happy with that, because that will be 3 eyeshadows out of my collection before the end of the year. How amazing is that? And a whole little trio palette. So going on to the main Pan That palette that I'm using, it is the Blush Nudes by Maybelline. And I must say, people, I'm not happy with the quality of this eyeshadow palette. I don't know if it's the age of it, although I don't think it was ever great quality to begin with, but it is really powdery and really, like, there's a lot of kick up when you dig your brushes into here. So this is what the palette currently looks like. As before, these 2 were empty. I've been working more on this. I don't know if you can see it, but it's getting right to the edge pan there. And I now have some dips in this one and this one. These are the 3 shades that I've been working on throughout the majority of April. So I've been doing a lot of like green looks with these. I've got a bit more of a dip in the pink. These 2 colours here I've kind of been ignoring for the month of April, mainly because they got a lot of use previously, and so I went to get a bit more use on the other colours. This one has had a bit more use. We've got a bigger pan there, and this has barely been used at all. In fact, I don't think I touched that colour throughout the whole month of April. Or this colour here. I haven't touched this one or this one. So maybe those are two colours that I need to concentrate on for next month. But I'm getting a little bit like disillusioned with this palette because it's so powdery and so it's not great. And obviously there's not many like different colours in this. I'm feeling a little like lost and delusioned with this. Like, I don't want to play with it. I want to play with my colours. I want to play with some pinks and blues and greens, and although this has some pinks and some greens in there, really, really subtle, and I really want to play with some bold eye looks for a while. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll keep plodding away. Because I really do want to get this finished, or at least the majority of it finished before the end of the year. I reckon I could use up 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 more of these pans. I'm not as happy with this one as I am with this one. Like, if these were on a scale, this would be at one end of the scale. Like, I'm really happy with this. And this would be the opposite end of the scale, which is I'm not very happy with this. And if it wasn't my wedding palette, I probably would like just declutter it. But it is the palette that I wore for my wedding. How little I knew about makeup back then. But yeah, it's not great. So that is my update. Not very happy, extremely happy. 2 ends of the scale. So if you enjoyed this update, please like, comment and subscribe. Hit that bell button so you'll be notified when my next video goes up, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!